Assalamu alaikum and welcome to another episode of Sapient Thoughts. On today's quick video, I want to discuss a contention that's recently become quite popular because of some online YouTube atheists that have been promoting this idea. And this is a contention when it comes to the meaning of life from the Islamic perspective or from the perspective of theism generally, that's how they put it. So what they say is, look, fine. We acknowledge that life has no objective, ultimate meaning on atheism or naturalism. However, you theists, or in particular you Muslims, can't do any better, right? If anything, they say, if anything, your worldview, your outlook actually completely sucks out the meaning from life. Now, let me explain what I mean by this. What they say is this: look, as atheists, we believe this is the only life we have. Call it an accident, call it whatever you want. We live and we die. We have 50, 60 years on this planet, right? So those 50, 60 years is all we have, and hence we have to make the most of it. And the analogy, some have given is, imagine someone that only has $6 in their pocket. Each dollar is valuable, right? So they're going to use it properly. And they say, well, on the other hand, you theists, you Muslims, well, from your perspective, you have forever. You have an eternity, you have paradise. Life goes on forever, for an infinite period of time. It just has no end. Therefore, how would you value this life? And again, the analogy they give here is, well, it's like a billionaire. What value does $1 have for a billionaire? Pretty much nothing. It's insignificant. So what they say is, from your perspective, life becomes completely pointless, meaningless. Well, that's not really true, because they haven't really understood the Islamic perspective on this life and the next life. They haven't understood that dynamic between these two different realms. As Muslims, we don't just believe life is going to continue and go on forever. So the life we're living right now in this world, it just continues after death. No. What we believe is that this life is an opportunity for us to attain our afterlife. It's what we do in this life. It's like a springboard to the hereafter. It's what we do in this life which really counts and determines where we end up in the hereafter, whether it's going to be hell or paradise. So if I was to give you a corrected analogy, it will be like this. It's like saying someone has $6 in their pocket, but how they use each dollar determines whether they become a billionaire or not. That's the difference here. So from our perspective, life now becomes even more valuable. Every moment, every day is significant, because what we do in these moments, how we act, determine where we end up in the hereafter, right? So and the Quran mentions this throughout. For example, in Surah Mulk of the Quran, chapter 56, God says, الَّذِي خَلَقَ الْمَوْتَ وَالْحَيَاةَ لِيَبْلُوَكُمْ أَيُّكُمْ أَحْسَنُ عَمَلًا. And the verse continues till the end. And God makes abundantly clear here that He created death and life to test which of us is best in action, in deeds. So this life is a testing ground for us. This is an opportunity for us to recognize our Creator first and foremost, to be grateful to Him, to worship Him, to do good deeds, to be not only good for yourself, but do good for humanity. Leave something positive behind. And what you do here now will determine where you're standing in the hereafter. So I just wanted to clarify this for everyone, that from the Islamic perspective, it's not just the case, to summarize, it's not just the case that, you live here, you die, and you continue to live as you were living in this life. No, this life has extreme significance. Whatever we do here determines where we end up in the hereafter. So I leave you guys with this. Till next time, Assalamu alaikum.